And that's why I actually really, really like the Batsquatch.
I just think like we could have came up with a better name, like maybe Batwolf or Chicken Wolf or something. Like it has a dog face, bro. Like 5 10-foot tall alligators stacked back and tail to face, the size of this 50-foot wingspan.
What if it was? What if it's just humans who turn into a Batsquatch? Like,
what if it's a vampire werewolf hybrid?
That's terrifying.
Yeah. But he can only summon his vampire powers when he turns into a werewolf. Welcome to your weekly dose of weird, the haunted, and the hidden.
This is Hypothetically Sound with Alec and Randy. Welcome back to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you are having a great day. As always, I am one of your hosts, Randy, joined by the other host, Alec.
That's me, yeah.
And we are back again with some more cryptid hunting. And Alec, tell the people who we are hunting today.
It's not Bigfoot. It's Sasquatch. However, it is Batsquatch. All right.
It is Batsquatch. If you guys don't know what it is bat mixed with Bigfoot. Batsquatch.
Batsquatch. A lot of Bigfoot-like creatures, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, is it just anything that's hairy and stands up on 2 feet? We just like give it its own name.
Yes.
It's like I don't want to be special. This isn't quite Bigfoot because he had a different like nose size. It's nose foot. You know what I'm saying? Like
small foot.
Yeah. Something silly. He had a tail. Godzilla.
That's true. They're like, oh, this creature has wings and is hairy. Batsquatch.
Yeah, man. Can I describe how it looks?
Yeah. Tell the people.
So apparently the black
the black squatch.
The black squatch. The Batsquatch is said to have yellow eyes and a dog-like muzzle, blue fur, sharp teeth, bird-like feet, and leathery bat-like wings, right? That span up to 50 feet. And in addition, it's said to be about 9 feet tall and has the ability to affect car engines.
Yeah. And what's crazy about this one is how you described it. It is why this cryptid is so wild and always so debatable, because my research was red eyes, and like, so people like, there's all these little inconsistencies with the Batsquatch that gets people like, well, I see it this way or I see it this way, and then people are guessing and the conspiracy keeps rolling and rolling. And that's why I actually really, really like the Batsquatch.
I just think like we could have came up with a better name, like maybe Batwolf or Chicken Wolf or something. Like it has a dog face, bro. Like,
yeah. Looks nothing like Bigfoot other than being massive.
Yeah, and furry, I guess. But it has, again, wings, bro. Like,
yeah. And so speaking of those wings, we said 50 feet. You ready? I made a list of 10 things that are 50 feet.
How many of them are NBA players' wingspans?
0.
Damn.
50 feet is equivalent to the width of a basketball court. A 5-story building. The trailer on a semi-truck. 5 ping pong tables end to end. The height of the Hollywood sign. 5 large alligators. 2.5 of those train containers.
5 10-foot tall alligators stacked back and tail to face, the size of this 50-foot wingspan.
Well, apparently the average alligator is only 10 feet, so 5 of them make sense. A gray well. It's massive. And 5 Siberian tigers.
Siberian tiger is 10 feet long?
Yeah, apparently.
Damn. Anyways, yeah, it's a 9 foot tall, probably 320. That seems small. That seems really. It's probably 9 foot tall and like 400, right? Like,
yeah. At the very least.
Yeah, That still seems kind of like it might be a little skinny. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm. But imagine you're driving by Mount St. Helens, where it is reported to be seen, and you look in the sky, and you're like, "That's a building flying across the sky right now," because that's how big the wings are. A freaking building, like it is bigger than your average house.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's an office complex.
I think what terrifies me about this thing is that apparently it can just affect your car engine. So, like, imagine driving down the road and it just fucking, you know?
Yeah.
It's like some weird horror movie setup. Like, oh, what the fuck's going on with my car? Cuckoo, and I was like, poof, you know, because the thing lands behind the car.
Yeah. It's like imagining the movie just left my head as I was about to say Jeepers Creepers.
Yeah,
I had to keep going. It's like Jeepers Creepers landing behind you, and you turn around, and it's just this giant, like, I don't even know what to compare it to, because the wing, like, in front of you would be so massive. I think, like, we talked in past episodes, like our alien one, where I think, like, when we actually see aliens, it is going to melt people's brains, literally, because our brain won't be able to comprehend it. That's what I picture when they describe this thing. If it landed behind me, my brain would melt, because I wouldn't be able to comprehend something 10 feet tall with 50 feet wings just standing there looking to intimidate me and eat me, assuming that's what it wants to do. Like,
yeah, real.
You just die instantly seeing that.
Yeah, that's facts. That's real.
And this thing apparently super strong. Obviously, it's huge. Wings probably one gust of wind, knocking over 18,000 trees. Thing's crazy.
I don't know, man. I think it's very weird. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like if there was a werewolf flying in the sky, because I got to be the skeptical one, you know, you'd see it more often.
A werewolf flying. The image of a werewolf flying in the sky. It's midnight. The moon is full, and you look up and you see a werewolf flying.
Yeah, like, I mean, yeah, that's essentially what it is. And how does it affect car engines? Like, is its aura just that strong that it just like kills it? Like the car's afraid of it? Like
it got scared by a car when it was a baby, and it decided to train to scare any vehicle it's seen from then on.
Okay, but here's the real question. Do you know like when the most recent sighting was? Like, is this something that was like way in the past, or
no? I think, at least in the research I did, the most recent one, which brought it back into like cryptid tables, was in 2020. And this one doesn't, I don't know if it really counts as a sighting, because it was an internet photo hoax, at least alleged hoax. People said that they got a picture of it and it was clear, and it turned out that after people did some researching, it was digitally altered. But like I said, it still reignited the like interest in the Batsquatch.
Interesting. And this thing's been around since like what, the 80s?
Yeah, when Mount St. Helens blew in the 80s. People first saw it during that whole incident, that whole work up to it. Many people believe that actually the earthquakes and the eruption woke some ancient being that was hiding
with the Cthulhu level
underground.
being. That's what I'm hearing. We're dealing with fucking one of the Cthulhu type Lovecraftian horrors. This is...
And what's wild about that conspiracy is, like, not so now we're saying there's at least one of these things flying around, but we're saying that it disturbed and woke up multiple of them, because people are saying species. Like, so you think there's other things just hanging around the Mount St. Helens?
I mean, to be fair, yes, allegedly, like Japan has unnamed kaijus that they have in their books and stuff of
Mhm.
like creatures that look very similar is about, but like they're smaller, right? So,
Yeah.
back in like 1826, a farmer captured one. No one knows what happened to it, but it was like said and depicted as like a cat-like face, about the size of a dog with a wingspan over 3 feet. So maybe it was just a baby one.
Possible, yeah.
Um, but I don't know. It shares similarities with other cryptids too, right? Like the who,
Mhm.
who's named after the noise it makes as it's coming at you. It's like a
Yeah.
cry. And the orange body, which is a South Asian, I think.
Yeah, I think you're correct, yeah.
Yeah, it's Southeast Asian cryptid. So this is apparently like all over the world. They see something that are like similar, at least, right? So it
Which is
could just
wild.
very
Sorry.
well be a species.
Yeah, which is wild. Because that means, like, you think about this. This is how I'm picturing this. These things were hitting under whatever the volcanic under the earth, and we awoke it. Man, it reminds me of the 1998 Godzilla movie. Like, we're
Mhm.
gonna find out one day that these Batsquatches are all gonna team up and go under Madison Square Garden and have a bunch of babies down there, and then we're gonna have to nuke it like the movie. Like that's what I'm picturing when people are like species we're awakened. It's just Godzilla, the 1998 version, coming to life.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like again, I'm sure these things lived in mountains, apparently volcanoes,
Hmm.
and it's very around like that. A lot of the sightings are in places where a volcano lie dormant at some point and probably
Hmm.
erupted at some point, right?
Yeah, and like the 2000 was the most recent, and it's pretty much debunked. And it started like in 1980, like we said, but
Mhm.
it's been
In
cited
America.
in America multiple times after that. In Washington State,
Mhm.
in 94, a mountain person said that they saw a huge bat-like creature with piercing red eyes that flew alongside their car before vanishing. And then more recently, in the 2009, in California, a hiker described seeing a similar humanoid creature with glowing eyes in a forest. And then way away from the West Coast in Ohio, Ohio has its own Batsquatch. For you those at home that don't know,
Mhm.
so it's different than the Washington one. But multiple residents have claimed to see this huge winged creature swooping in the skies at night.
Because it's a werewolf.
What if it was? What if it's just humans who turn into a Batsquatch? Like
What if it's a vampire werewolf hybrid? That's why I
that's
got bat wings, bro.
terrifying.
Yeah. But he can only summon his vampire powers when he turns into a werewolf. God,
He
what a
doesn't get
horrid
any
luck.
of the good parts of being a vampire.
He
All he
gets the
gets
bad
is
part. He can't go
the
outside during the day either. Like just so
only
not
time he
only
gets to go outside is when he's a werewolf, and
yeah,
then he gets to only can get his wings when he is a werewolf.
yeah. But he can't control that shit either. So like he just doesn't get to live life. He just like during the day he stays inside. At night he wakes up butt ass naked in a random barn
Mhm.
with a corpse of a cow next to him or some shit.
And so, like I said, I enjoy the Batsquatch. I think it is one of the bigger, like, fantastical cryptids.
Hmm.
It's definitely something you just have to, like, you either know it's not real or you're just gonna believe in it to believe in it. Kind of like the Tooth Fairy, things like that. Um, and there's reasons. There's no evidence. Like there is no physical proof. There's no like, oh, we got footprints like the Yeti or bones or anything like that. No pictures. There's no clear photos. The only one we got was debunked.
Hmm.
Uh, Witnesses, like we said earlier, even in our own research, they report very widely, and like so making a description of what it actually looks like is inconsistent, and the fact that we're seeing it in China and all these other locations makes it less plausible and more of an urban legend.
Hmm.
uh, and there's just no scientific confirmation of a flying primate, period. Like
Well, that's the
So
issue. They're looking for a primate and not a wolf.
true. I think you're cracking it. I do think you're cracking it. Because
they're too focused on it being a Sasquatch and not enough on it being a werewolf.
and one of the bigger I don't know. I can't
You got
speak.
this. I believe in you.
One of the most God, I thought I was going to get through this one without messing up.
I don't even know what word you're trying to say, so I can't attempt it.
Prevailing theories is that the Batsquatch is just one big government experiment. And this is where I draw the line. It is not a government experiment because it's not near Area 51 where we would see it.
I mean, like, if I was wanting to do, okay, well, hear me out. If I wanted to do an experiment, I think the best place to do it is in Ohio as well.
Ain't true. Because ain't no way gonna believe what people see there.
Yeah, like, it's Ohio. Like, yeah, okay.
Oh, you got magical wizard frogs. Oh,
Yeah.
you got a Batsquatch.
Yeah. You know what, man?
Now that we're talking about it, I kind of could believe it. Why wouldn't they be doing experiments in a volcano?
Yeah, true, real. Why wouldn't they want to splice? Yeah, why wouldn't they want to splice werewolf DNA with a bat?
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, not only is it huge, but it can. I don't know if that's the noise a bat makes.
That is not the noise a bat makes. It's more of like a screech, but that sounded like a dying seagull. That's almost as bad as your Kermit the Frog. I'm not gonna lie.
My Kermit the Frog was amazing. That was amazing. People are gonna know exactly what we were talking about.
Yeah, for sure.
And so it's not just us that love cryptic creatures.
Sure.
The Batsquatch has appeared in video games, books, and comics. It appeared in Fallout. They don't specifically state it as a Batsquatch, but it is just like people say. It looks just like it, so it's a Batsquatch.
It's also the name of a beer.
It is. The Rogue Brewing Company released a beer called Batsquatch Hazy IPA. I've seen it. I haven't tried it, but I have seen it. So, Alec, we know your take that it is actually a werewolf mixed with a bat. Mm-hmm. What would you give the odds of it being real?
I don't know, man. I want it to be realer than like Bigfoot. I'm not gonna lie to you, because it sounds terrifying, and I think that's sick. The odds out of 100,
yeah,
65.
That is enough for us to go to Ohio and try to find this thing.
That's fucking crazy. You just said that to me, bro. In reality, it's probably just a big ass fucking bat.
Yeah. Or a huge owl or eagle or...
Yeah, it happens at night. Like, a lot of things happen at night. You once ran over an owl at night.
That was not me. That was our mother.
I mean, our mother did it, and then you followed shortly after.
I never hit an owl. I hit a skunk, and we had to drive home with it under the car.
Okay, that happened too, but you definitely also hit an owl.
I've never hit an owl.
Okay. Whatever helps your sanity. I helps you sleep at night.
You know, you drive and you see what you hit.
No. Sounds scary.
Well, Alec.
Yep.
You know,
Randy, it is that time. Yeah.
It's time for you to give a shout out.
It's time for me to give a shout out?
Yeah.
You said you were doing it.
I never once said that.
Oh, you set me up. You didn't want me to be ready. But joke's on you. I'm always ready. Get ready to edit this to make it sound like it's coming right after. Shout out to the people who play Elden Ring and beat Melania, because I just did that tonight again on a mod, and it was very difficult, and I'm pumped.
I have not done it, so that is not a shout out for me,
bro. You can't even get past the.
And if you're listening, Joe, it's not for you either.
Yeah, on God, Joe. Like, it sucks. I hope you learned something watching me today. We'll find out in a couple days whether or not you did, and I'll give an update.
We will on our next episode. We will start with that. But thank you guys for listening to the episode.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. Follow us everywhere that you're on social media, because we're on everything. Less on Twitter, more on Blue Sky and Facebook and Instagram and TikTok. Hypothetically Sound everywhere. And until next time, have a great day.
Have a great day. Bye.
Deuces. Thank you for listening to Hypothetically Sound. We hope you enjoyed the episode. All episodes can be found at hypotheticallysound.podbean.com, as well as on Apple, Spotify, and Pandora. For full unedited video versions of the podcast, please visit us at youtube.com/hypotheticallysound.